Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Geek Branch podcast. I will be the host this time, Alex Cussler, as you all know, and this will be my segment, Rooted in Weebdom. Today, we're at the end of a decade. I'm going to be going over some of my personal top anime of the past decade, as well as getting their input on what they want. Tim, Dane.
Yep.
So to start us off, I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning of the year, or the beginning of the decade, to one of my personal favorites of what started this all. Drawera came out back winter 2010. That's when it all started.
Oh, that's what put him down the path.
No, that's not what put me down the path. I'm like older. I'm only going with stuff that I've watched within this decade and that came out in this decade.
Right.
So like honestly, I'll admit a lot of what I've watched that isn't the big shonen titles, so Naruto, Bleach, DBZ, all that. Most of what I've watched has come from the from this past decade and the change to the seasonal thing that they've been doing, where we've been getting.
You didn't say Fate?
Huh?
You didn't say Fate.
I haven't said it yet. I haven't
He's
gotten
gonna,
there yet.
he's gonna get there, but more importantly, this is why he's a weeb, because he's part of the modern generation of anime.
I mean, I won't deny that. I am part of the modern generation. I started with Naruto, Bleach, DBZ, and everything. I did watch Pokemon and Digimon, but granted, back then I didn't know the difference.
Yeah, most people didn't even count it as anime when they came out.
Yeah.
Right. That is what separates him from our resident otaku, Devontae.
You appreciated the good classics.
I
watched it from when like Robotech and stuff came out.
You say that like I don't appreciate the classics. I just haven't watched them.
Well, how can you appreciate what you haven't seen?
Because I know how good they are.
Oh.
He tried to watch Cowboy Bebop and he couldn't get into it.
The only thing you know is other people's opinions. That's why you're a weeb.
Oh my god. All right.
Continuing on
Anyways.
your segment.
You know he's got to troll you
So,
a little bit.
Just going off, one of the big things, Durarara, which has spanned, I think, a total of 3 full seasons over the past 10 years. Over, I think, 52 episodes is what they ended on. And it is a great story it's a great story with a great cast. That's the big thing. It has one of the largest anime casts, and almost every character that is a main character is important in that story. And it's also one of those where blink and you miss in animes. What's another one? Madoka Magica.
Yeah, I was gonna say Madoka Magica is probably one you're gonna mention.
That's a very, very, very big one.
You shouldn't miss it. Even I'm a fan.
Yes, he's a fan. I've never watched it.
It's really good, actually. Like,
it's a deconstruction of the magical girl universe. If you enjoyed like Evangelion, which is a deconstruction of the mecha slash shonen sort of universe,
Sort of, and that's still going on somehow.
Yeah, don't mind that. It ended with the crayon drawings. But more importantly, if you liked Evangelion, then you would like Madoka Magica.
Just don't go watch the movie. I mean, you can watch the movie. It's a really good movie, but certain people don't like the movie.
Well, certain people are wrong.
I agree with you.
It's just like the people that hate Xenoblade Chronicles too.
Going back, same year, we had Future Diaries that came out that year. I know Dane particularly likes that one.
Yes.
They made live action show of it.
Best yandere. I was just like, she wins.
I won't say she's the
no, best yandere.
She's the progenitor of it, isn't she?
No, she's not the progenitor of yandere. School Days has the progenitor of yandere.
Let's not bring that up.
What are you talking about? You the one who brought it up. So she's not the progenitor, but she is best because she literally broke 2 freaking universes to get her man.
Yeah,
so
I was saying let's not talk about School Days.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, we can talk about the head and the sack.
Let's not.
All right, that's all it is.
Also in that same season, because I did separate my list out here by seasons. Fate Zero came out. That is arguably like one of the best animated shows still to have come out to this day. I mean, I guess some of the newer stuff would be considered better, but Fate Zero still.
Well, it's what made it big.
Well, I mean, like, I wouldn't call it the best. I would call it one of the most successful.
Yeah, it was probably the most successful.
One of the things that should be on your list is better animated, in my opinion.
What is that?
Violet Evergarden.
Oh, well,
Violet Evergarden
it is on the list.
Definitely on the list.
I've never watched it.
Oh,
I know what your favorite probably. I don't know if you consider it a shonen, but if you did, I would say that Hunter x Hunter would be yours.
Oh yes,
That's
the reboot.
That's also on my list.
Yeah, the reboot, dude.
Yeah.
That was really
Dane
good.
loves it so much.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I liked it all until it ended,
Yeah, 165 episodes.
and it was just like, all right, I'm done. Thank you. I'm not coming back, by the way.
And
the big one that we have to talk about because everybody knows about it. Everybody likes to crap on it. SAO came
I
out.
was going to Sword Art Online.
Sword Art Online came out in
and then that was the start of something.
The first one is perfectly fine.
You're talking about Excel World, right?
No, Sword Art Online.
Sword Art Online.
We're not talking about the first. Hold on, we're going to get onto another subject there. The first Sword Art is acceptable.
Well, the first half of it is acceptable. Nobody likes the second half of the first season.
Well, isn't the second half?
It's Alfheim, where they're the fairies.
We don't count that.
That's why I say
it's really that really should be that should technically
Alfheim
be
is
season
a different.
2.
Yeah, Alfheim is a different thing. We're talking about Sword Art.
When I refer to it as Sword Art Online as the whole first season, which is the first half is Sword Art. Is
and the second half
is and the second half is Alfheim,
which is perfectly legit.
People like to
when
shit on
they're finally
it.
done with dot hack sign.
I still think Sword Art is good, as much as people will meme on me for it.
Yeah, the first half is good. I mean,
It is.
most people watch it. They can hate on it all they want, but most of them watch it.
And the new stuff is even better. Like, honestly, Alicization and the War of the Underworlds has been consistently, like...
Yeah, but that season 2 was garbage with Gun Gale.
No. We have reached a consensus that in a perfect world it would have been Sword Art Season 1, the movie, Alicization.
Yes,
and
completely.
We would have been perfect.
Absolutely. Now, what's funny is you mentioned that SAO Alternative, which is the one that it doesn't have Kirito or any of the other main characters in it.
Spin-off.
It's a spin-off. But it's only in Gun Gale, and it's actually arguably better than SAO.
Yeah, because it's more polished.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, more
Because
polished,
it
and
doesn't
people
have
like it more.
stereotypical protagonist that.
Yeah.
So one of the other big things we got this year was JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah, I was about to say
All
JoJo.
the remakes of them.
The modernizations.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we
JoJo.
because we've all the way up to part 5 currently
In this decade.
Oh my god! Because oh my god,
I love my JoJo.
Now I'll admit I hadn't watched any of JoJo until about 2 years ago. I didn't actually start any of it.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I know.
You start watching it. That's what matters.
It's one of the things that it's okay that you never picked up on it because it's always niche and it's always going to be niche.
Yeah,
no matter how much it looks mainstream, JoJo is niche as
all.
But
once you get into it, you're into it.
Yeah,
and there's
then
no getting out of it.
Yeah, you're stuck.
Let's see what else is a good one.
Not a good one. Well, the
ahead.
first season was good, and then
Go
it
ahead.
went downhill. Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
No. It's not that Attack on Titan ever went downhill. Attack on Titan has been good consistently throughout the entire
They
thing.
just waited too long
They
on making the
waited
next
too long.
seasons.
All the hype died because
Okay.
they waited 3 years to make
Okay,
another
so
season.
one that did have a good first season, and then they switched up an animation team, as we all know. You know what I'm going to say. One Punch Man.
One Punch Man.
Why, you've literally jumped to the end of the decade, though. Let him get through his list.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. So one thing I was going to say is when we got into about the 2013s, 2014s, we started actually getting into the seasonal stuff that we've all known now.
Oh, so unfortunate. But anyway.
Where instead of getting these long-running shows that would go for
50 episodes.
50 episodes or more, we now have single seasons of stuff. We started getting
10 to 13.
Yeah. One of my most favorite shows, and Dane will hate it forever, is Kill la Kill.
I was going to mention that Kill la Kill. A lot of people like it. You might hate it, but it is an extremely popular anime of the decade.
It saved anime. It saved anime.
No, bite me.
How did it save anime?
Oh no, that's just a joke. Kill la Kill saved anime
because it's a lie. That's exactly what it is.
Kill la Kill.
Read the manga.
Kill la Kill is one of the best anime to have come out this decade.
One season sport animes. All kinds of them.
Kuroko no Basket. But yeah.
Yeah, the Kuroko is the best. And then the most popular is one he's wearing.
I'm wearing
Haikyuu,
but I've never watched it.
Oh my god.
I got the shirt from a loot box. Leave me alone.
Haikyuu is second, but if you go back to the OG though, man. Slam Dunk, I Shield 21.
Slam Dunk, I Shield 21, and then there was another one that you hate, Prince of Tennis.
Yeah. Strike the Blood also came out in the same time as Kill la Kill.
Strike the Blood was infinitely better.
That and Log Horizon. Log Horizon, which I actually liked more than SAO.
Yeah, Log Horizon was pretty good.
Because it was
very underrated.
More slice of life, which I don't care about.
Which one?
Log
Log
Horizon was
Horizon.
more slice of life
Yeah,
than SAO.
yes
It was
and
more
no.
slice of life than SAO. SAO had a fishing episode, but Log Horizon, I was just like, all right,
I
well,
remember that fishing episode.
I'm feeling like I'm just dealing with your life here.
Here's a good one. Space Dandy. Who remembers
that was
Space
hilarious.
Dandy?
That was hilarious.
Dane, Space
Dane
Dandy
hates
was
comedies.
great.
He hates
I
comedies.
know he does.
Because they
Look.
basically took the Cowboy Bebop concept and made it into a comedy.
Yeah, they combined Cowboy Bebop, Lupin the Third, and then crapped it out, and it was Space Dandy.
You say crapped it out, but it was so good. It was also, by the way, it was also the first anime that was ever released simultaneously here and in Japan. It was
When we started doing the simulcast,
even then,
it wasn't called that.
it released on Toonami the same night that it came out in Japan. It was a very
rare.
big deal.
Tragedy.
And one that is funny that Dane might actually like, Assassination Classroom.
Oh, I love that one. That is one of the best.
Yeah.
That is because
It's
I've never
a good story. I don't like the concept.
because I've never watched Great Teacher Onizuka. I can't say it's better than it, but it is my personal favorite of the teacher anime.
And this is the reason why he's a weeb.
Look.
Because you didn't see the actual best teaching anime.
Which one would you say is?
No. It's Great Teacher Onizuka.
Oh, okay.
But
No,
in my personal favorite, though, even though that is definitively the best, is Maho Sensei Nejima. But that's
Well,
me.
I
Never
like
seen
that
either
one,
one
too.
of them.
I'm with.
And I've
Dane, I'm
only
actually
seen
with you
bits and
there.
pieces of
But then
Assassination
you're about to
Class.
put Assassination Classroom at number one.
I am. I agree with you that Maho Sensei Negima is better than I will say it's better than Great Teacher Onizuka.
You haven't seen.
Man.
Whatever,
Anyways,
just
whatever.
I'm not gonna get into this.
See,
I'm not gonna get
my
into this.
excuse is I don't care about that genre.
I
It's as
normally
simple as
don't
that.
I normally don't like slice of life, except none of these became slice of life. So I was just like, it is what it is.
Another one that was made by the same person but did not degrade from going from one studio to another is Mob Psycho 100.
Well, hold on. It didn't actually go to a different studio. It was
I know
handled
that's what I'm saying. It
yeah.
didn't degrade and go to another studio, so it was still great.
Mob Psycho came out. That one was met with very, very good reception. It came out right after One Punch Man, which was the big
Yeah, which was surprising.
and it met with less reception than One Punch Man because it wasn't the over the top action that
right,
normally
but
would
it
have.
helped that it was from the same creator.
Yeah, it was help from the same creator, and it had more of a moral story to it than just what One Punch Man is. Let's see. Here's the anime that started the Win Season 2.
Yes.
No Game, No Life. I love that series, and I really wish we'd get a season 2 of it. The movie came out, was great.
There's so many animes that should have gotten a second season this past decade.
Yeah. For Fate, UBW, which Fate Unlimited Blade, Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, is my opinion the best adaptation of any of the Fate stories they've done. I personally
Dane
like.
seems so disinterested.
You'll never catch me. I'm sorry.
I personally like it more than Fate Zero, but I know Fate Zero has the diehard fan base.
I'm sure if they made, I'm
Actually,
sure there
let's-
is a Fate story that they can make that would finally catch you, but it would have to actually be an accurate depiction of whatever character
Of whatever
you-
historical thing they're doing, every character
Yeah.
has to be right.
Yeah.
Maybe, but but look. Seriously though, this is not me. I mean, I only consider 3 anime this entire this entire decade to be things that I wanted to watch and cared about.
And all 3 of them are on this list, as far as I understand.
Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Did you include Tanya?
Yes, I did.
All right, then we're good.
Tanya.
Well, hold on. So, what was the third one? Because we already said Violet Evergarden and Natanya.
It was Attack on Titan.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Really?
Yeah.
I
No,
was-
he loved Attack on Titan.
Yeah, dude.
I guess it makes sense. There's a lot of killing and stuff.
yeah, but also I was just a fan before
Or-
it came
Yeah.
to anime, so it was just
Yeah.
like,
Makes sense.
Let's see. What else do I have?
think one that is an obvious that's going to eventually be mentioned, and it was one of the starts to being like, okay, so we are getting another season. Give it to me now, which is My Hero Academia.
My Hero has been one of the most influential shonen to have come out within the past decade. I personally don't think it's the best anymore.
No, but I think it's one of the most influential. It's
Yeah,
huge in
absolutely.
America.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the new DBZ of America for America.
well, basically, we've always considered it to be like the big 3. It's
Yeah.
the way we always
Yeah, we
consider
were-
it.
yeah,
and it's
for
one of the big
shonen.
3.
And it has taken one of the big 3 slots, which is great.
It's that one, and then it is Black Clover, I guess. Would you say?
No, I would count.
It's now currently My
Demon
Hero,
Slayer.
Demon Slayer, One Piece.
And One
Piece is carried over between two
Yeah,
generations.
If
okay,
you
I'll
don't
give you
count One Piece, the third one would be either Black Clover or Fire Force.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we all count One Piece, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and then,
but
Piece
the other two have their definitive spots. My Hero and
Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer are obvious.
And then I was to segue into that. The other one that I was going to bring up is Dragon Ball Super.
Dragon Ball Super was huge.
Dragon Ball Super, it had a really rough start, as anybody who watched the original stuff will tell you.
Yes.
Ooh, that animation was bad.
Ooh, buddy, they were rushing that out
they
the
picked
door.
It up. I will admit Super is not perfect. It had a lot of flaws. It had a lot of flaws. A lot of pacing issues. Like the entirety of the tournament arc is 42 minutes in the anime. Over 50 episodes in real life.
Yes.
And like literally some of the episodes wouldn't even in terms of time be a minute.
Yes. That whole tournament arc. I'm sorry, but it was overrated in my opinion.
It had the best climax in my opinion. I love that climax. The final fight with Jiren.
Well, one thing I do say is I do totally appreciate what they did with Android 17 throughout that series.
That's the only thing that saves the climax for me. I was not, because I didn't care about Jiren.
I could care
less. No. That's
like I didn't care about Jiren. I don't like Frieza.
He's not really
I don't
a villain.
Goku. Yeah, right. So I was like, I'm sitting here looking at these last three people, and I'm like, I don't care about any of you. And then Android 17 appeared, and I'm like, all right, it's
thank
safe.
God, thank God. Yeah, because the only people I care about in the DBZ world is Vegeta, Piccolo, 17, and Gohan.
Yep, drop
That's
Vegeta, and that's me.
Yeah. You hate Vegeta?
I don't care about him.
I love Vegeta.
I'm the villain guy. Vegeta,
he's
Frieza,
the only pure
Cell.
Saiyan I care about.
Well, see, the problem is
3.
Yeah, I know, but he's the one I care about.
See, the problem is that Vegeta wasted too much of his time on Goku, so I stopped caring about him. I'm literally,
finally,
Goku isn't worth your time.
Of course, it's not in the Super; it's in the manga right now. But finally, he's not worried about being teaming up with Goku anymore.
Well, it's because like after Broly, they literally. Broly is when they truly decided to put aside their differences. They fused. They willingly fused and became Gogeta, and I think that's truly what finally gave Vegeta that push to be like, all right,
I'm my own person now.
Almost 2 decades later, he's just like, all right, cool, we're done. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah, finally.
So this is I'm gonna segue into one of the bigger. I'll say genres, I guess. Genres or type of anime that we've got.
Isekai.
We've had so many.
So many. Shield Hero is one of my favorites, and then Slime.
Konosuba is my personal favorite still. I love Konosuba.
Well, that one's probably
which is funny.
one of
Dane
the most
actually,
populars.
Dane likes that one.
Yes, because it's satirical.
Yes. But
if it was
I thought you hate comedy.
I do, and I don't find
satire is comedy.
Well, I guess, do you consider satire to be comedic? Because I consider that
Most
watching people suffer.
Yeah, it
do.
Well, yeah, okay, sure.
But granted,
let me put it to you like this.
Satire
right?
is a form of comedy. It's in the definition.
Sure, okay. But the thing that's entertaining me isn't a joke. It's watching people suffer.
That is the comedy.
I guess it is then. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes.
You do like comedy. It's just that you only like a particular kind of comedy.
Watching people suffer. Okay,
Yes.
yeah, sure. All right then.
Yeah, that entire
if you-
show
if
is
you-
nothing but people suffer.
If you want to call that
Specific
comedy,
Cosmo.
then yes.
As Paul Rudd said, dramas are a comedy, and comedies are a drama.
I think you're just playing around with the definitions too much. I don't like funny.
No, because I'm saying, but what he's saying is most of the time what's happening in a drama is over the top and it's funny what's happening. Whereas in comedy movies, most of the time it's someone suffering.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So, let's see. Going off that, Overlord was pretty good, at least to me. I know other people don't like it. Dane.
I'm indifferent.
There's so few isekais that I actually like at this point, and I've been here since the beginning, since last decade.
I was there since I was a child.
I'm just saying, like, I've been reading isekais since they first started popping up in like 2003.
And
Let's see.
With you.
Here, Dane, I'll let you take over this one. Talk about Violet Evergarden.
Oh my God. Let me tell you, right, that this was not one of the ones I was actually prepped for, okay? Like, I had only gotten into it tangentially, and then they aired that trailer, and it was so beautiful that I had to watch the entire season. Mm-hmm. And not only did I get the most beautiful anime, but I also got a really great story.
Dane's gonna be upset at me.
What do you think? Something's more beautiful than Violet Evergarden? Fight me.
Never seen it.
Oh, that's tragic. Watch it. Go watch it now.
Just like he's been trying to force me to play the Hellblade game.
Yeah, because you should. I mean,
Okay,
you,
all right.
you're over here recommending Nico to me.
Yeah.
So-
all right, I'll buy Hellblade. You buy Nino Kuni.
Okay.
Deal.
So,
Okay.
Okay.
in that same season, the Violet Evergarden, we have what started off as something great and then became a tragedy, Darling in the Franxx. That is, in my opinion, Trigger's biggest
I stopped
Failure?
watching it.
dud.
Yeah, I mean,
I stopped
It
halfway.
had such promise to me.
so I'm not a Trigger guy to begin with.
I know you're not.
But that was the first time Trigger ever caught my attention.
Yeah, I know, because I
Because-
made you
yeah,
watch it.
but
Well, no, but it
Killa
also-
Killa was its biggest thing in the decade.
yes. What I mean is Darling in the Franxx had the ability to be what Kill la Kill was.
Yeah, it almost got there, and then it died.
It shot itself in the foot.
Yeah,
and then in
people
the face.
stopped watching.
But so look, I didn't care about Gurren Lagann.
Which that one's terrible that you don't care about Gurren Lagann.
Well,
Look,
that one was good for a while.
I don't care about
and
anyone throwing galaxies at each other. You just will never.
I
catch
stopped
my
watching
attention.
that one too.
Yeah. So Gurren Lagann, no. Kill la
We can't be
Kill,
friends anymore.
especially no. We're barely friends to begin with, Cussler.
I was talking to him.
Oh, okay.
Me and you have already had this discussion.
Y'all are friends.
And then they do what's the one with the uniforms?
What are you talking about?
No, that is Kill la Kill.
No, that's Kill la Kill.
Okay, yeah, sure. And then they do Darling in the Franxx, and I'm like, oh wow, this reminds me of Eureka 7. I'm sold.
That's why I recommended it to you.
Right, and then they just killed it, and I'm like, it doesn't remind me of Eureka 7 at all. It sucks.
Can we also talk about Netflix's overtake of the anime world? And
Castlevania.
yeah, that one's great, but you get a lot of those CGI animes, and one that a lot of people consider great that I just couldn't get past the CGI animation was Devilman Crybaby.
That one wasn't CGI, anime.
It had CGI in it.
I mean, it might have had it, but it wasn't
wasn't.
It wasn't all CGI.
I didn't like the. I didn't like.
I mean,
I didn't like
if you
it.
want to talk about a good one that you had a hard time dealing with CGI, you should talk about Ultraman. But
Yeah.
Devilman Crybaby was just
the Ultraman one had some frustrating CGI, and so did the one with the guy, the old man that was a android.
Yeah,
we've talked about it
before
before.
on the series.
Yeah.
Both him and that kid with the alien robot bodies.
right.
Yeah,
But
great story. Couldn't get past the animation.
yeah, no. But Devilman Crybaby is not really CGI. I mean, like 80% of that is definitely drawn, but it's so hard to look at because it's just visual gore. It's
Yeah.
just there's just so much crap.
Yeah, I couldn't get past it.
So to kind of end off the year, in my opinion, 2019 has been the strongest year for anime of this decade, and honestly,
Yeah, we had a lot of good ones.
so just going down the list here, we've had Shield Hero, Promised Neverland, Mob Psycho 2, which is even better than the first season. Most sequel
What?
seasons.
Oh wait, okay, sorry. No, we're good.
What'd you think?
We're good. You
Because
said
they call it Mob Psycho.
Did you hear One Punch Man?
I hear One Punch
Okay.
Man. Yes,
no,
yes. Like,
Mob Psycho 2 is arguably better than the first season because honestly, it had even more heart to
We
it.
had a way better fruit
Yeah.
baskets.
Kaguya-sama is
So,
my absolute favorite.
Straight reboot. It's fine.
Kaguya-sama is my absolute favorite romance of all time now. Like I can't put anything above it.
Watch Eureka 7, you
No.
piece of trash.
Kaguya-sama's better.
You've never
it's not.
watched Eureka 7?
No.
Then that's why
You're a weeb.
God, you're putting things at the top when they don't deserve to be there. 'cause
Yes,
you
it does.
haven't-
Yes, it does.
No.
It
Watch
does.
Look.
watch Eureka 7. That's a masterpiece.
Look.
Eh.
See, that's it. He
I
can't.
watched I watched 9 episodes of that.
Yeah, and you couldn't continue because
Because
you're
I didn't
uncultured.
care for
Because
it.
you're uncultured swine.
I didn't care for it.
Just-
I gave it 3 times the normal
Cussler's
watch
being,
rate.
God.
Tag team.
Anyways, continuing on. The true dud we had of this year was One Punch Man season 2.
One punch.
One Demon Slayer was top of the class.
The top of the new. That will be the new. I mean, we had it and Fire Force, and
Yeah.
Fire Force was good,
Discuss-
but Demon Slayer beat
is
it.
the new standard.
Now-
for showing. yeah.
Here's 2 that have come out the most recently, and granted, honestly, they might just have the hype because they're recent. Dr. Stone.
Yeah, Dr. Stone.
Dr. Stone's ridiculously good.
It's surprisingly
I'm
not getting all the hype that you would expect.
Because they should have animated Sunken Rock first. That's my opinion. Of that creator's work, what his previous manga before Dr. Stone was Sunken Rock, and Sunken Rock should have been animated before Dr. Stone.
Dr. Stone is a much
I can't
more
say anything. I
popular
haven't read
manga nowadays.
You
though.
haven't
That's
read
why.
Sunken Rock, even though I recommended it to you because you never
Yes.
do anything I ask.
I'm
But
watching
I-
The Expanse right now.
All
you
right,
got
I
one
will
thing.
buy Hellblade. That's his way of saying, Tim, you are
Anyways.
buying Hellblade.
We also had Fire Force, which just ended on an amazing note. Like that finale was.
And it's another one that's
ridiculous.
going to be getting seasons.
Yes.
Like,
Honestly,
It's
that's
shonen.
That's
Shonen's the only thing that gets repetitive seasons.
Which
actually
is
a lot
great.
of the isekais have been getting that
yeah,
now.
I think it's a good thing. I
Shield
think
Hero
it's a,
and Slime both got
I-
confirmed for season 2.
I really
Yeah,
am
that's
glad
fine.
that Japan is starting to go the route of giving their shows seasons like America does, because it gives the artists time to breathe and properly animate and not
Yeah.
take shortcuts like Dragon Ball Super.
Well, see, here's the thing. Back in the day, all of this stuff was already done. You
Yeah.
didn't have Supers or Full Metal Alchemists where you ended up with the animators catching up with the mangakas.
Fruit Basket's the first one.
Yeah, so my point being, just to point it out to you, is that like Eureka 7 was long gone and done by the time they actually made an anime out of it.
Yeah.
So just there's no reason for you to
It was
have a season
a lot of
break.
people didn't even know what Eureka 7 was when the manga when the anime came out.
or the book Psalms
Yeah.
of Planets. Yeah.
So,
One other one that I do want to mention that another end of the year one that was really particularly good and well animated and just looks amazing is Vinland Saga.
Vinland Saga is extremely underrated in America, but that's because it's on exclusive to Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
It's also just really, really old.
It is really old.
The
but
manga
like,
Like,
is,
no. It doesn't take the cake because the cake for the oldest anime to now be animated is still Dororo.
Yeah, Dororo.
Because that's from like the 50s.
Yeah,
I was reading like Astro Boy and
Yeah.
Speed Racer, and I'm just like, they brought that back.
What about those brothers?
Which brothers?
The ones with all the funky looking faces. They're from back during the Astro Boy days. Omasu or I don't know how to pronounce it.
You gotta give me something a little bit more here.
Yeah.
So it's like normally like a comedy bit type show.
Osamatsu? Something
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Osamatsu.
obviously I missed that.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Yeah.
if it's a comedy thing, Dane wouldn't know
There's
about it.
like
and I think I know what
9
you're
or
talking about.
10 of them, and they're all brothers, and like they do little comedy bit segments.
I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think it's what I said, but I'm not.
It is.
100%.
It's that show. Yeah.
Past that, I mean, FGO. The last thing I'll say is FGO. I mean, I enjoyed the hell out of that, and that's about to restart. It's part 2.
That's how the weeb wants to
Best
stop.
isekai is Tanya the Evil. Just
Yeah.
had to throw that out there.
I disagree, but we're
It's
already
his favorite.
look. So let's just agree that Isekai Quartet is the best thing to happen for isekais.
Yes.
Let's just agree with that.
Haven't
Yeah,
watched,
right.
haven't
It
watched
puts
any
our
yet.
two
Best
favorite
thing.
together.
Yeah, it does. Along with some of the other good ones that have become
Yeah,
strange.
ReZero and what was the other one?
Overlord.
And then
Overlord.
Shield Hero's getting added to
Yeah,
it.
As it should.
because all of those creators, for
Our
those
friends.
for those who don't know, everything that you're watching today in anime, not everything, but the majority of the isekais and the majority of these new animes that are suddenly just appearing with really long titles or strange titles are Japanese light novels that used to be Japanese web novels published to a basically forum that I subscribe to that allows these new Japanese basically writers to put their stories online almost
It's
chapter
like a
by chapter.
It was like a Japanese light novel version of webtoons.
Yeah, basically, that's the best way of putting it. It's like the light
that's
novel version
for
of webtoons.
people that don't understand. That's the simplest way.
Right, and so all of these people congregate here, and they're actually mostly all know each other because of it, because their web novels were coming out at the same time.
It's almost like fan fiction, but more official.
Yeah, it's basically fan fiction that's becoming novels.
Yeah.
So all the web novels become light novels. The light novels become either manga or anime.
Yeah.
And
Or both.
Or both. And so one of the coolest things about these is that because of that, not only do they just get to communicate all the time with each other, they actually end up becoming friends. And some of them live right next to each other. The
They go to the same
writer
coffee
of
shop together.
the writer of Overlord and the writer of Konosuba are like 4 blocks away from each other.
I just thought of something.
How do you know
I
that?
just thought of something.
Because I'm on the forum. Like I literally have seen.
See,
these
we got
two-
our insider on
Yeah.
something.
I've seen these two authors speak to each other. Is my point.
Dane, did we ever get the Spider anime?
So what? I'm a spider.
Yeah.
Did we?
No.
I don't
just
think we
about,
did.
But we had trailers for it.
Didn't we?
Yes.
Did it air and then was it that bad? No one heard
I
of
don't
it?
know.
Google.
Hold on.
Google
hold on.
away.
I remember we were supposed to get it.
Yeah. So what? I'm a spider. That's actually really interesting.
Yeah.
Did you ever get the vending machine in the dungeon?
Not yet, but I think that's coming.
Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah.
I think the
speaking
skeleton
of
one's
that,
also coming.
That reminds me of the dungeon, how to pick up girls in a dungeon. That was another big one. For,
Danmachi? Yeah.
that was a big one for the decade. Yeah. A lot of
Anime
people
also
likes
in the
that.
It's been announced.
Not an isekai, but came out during the same.
Yeah, it came out around like right along with them. So like I think it was counted with it, but it's not one.
Yeah,
It's not an isekai, but people confuse it for one.
Yeah, it's a complete fantasy world. It's not an isekai. No one in order for it to be an isekai,
You have to
must
become
travel.
from what's considered the real world into the fantasy world.
Yeah, you have to move from one world to the other. That's all it is.
So
if you do not, it's not an isekai.
It was announced back in July 6, 2018 that it would be getting an anime adaptation, and we have had trailers for it, but we have yet to see it actually come out.
Okay, so it just still must be getting worked on.
I hope we get to see it soon because, like, first off, I know Aoi Yuki's voicing the spider, and I'm really happy about that.
While we're talking about animes of the decade, we should also mention our favorite anime movies of the decade.
Yeah, go ahead. Actually,
There's like an infinite number of those because they've been banging out for like
Well,
this
I was
entire
gonna say
decade.
Dane's more on this one than I am.
my favorite is Your Name.
Your Name
Yeah.
goes really, really high up there, obviously.
The artists and the writers did a fantastic job.
Oh, the story was also amazing.
Yeah.
Just like it was a
I
full
said artists and writers.
Yeah, it's a full on just amazing
And
production.
J.J. Abrams wants to make a live action. Please don't touch it. Go away.
So he just plagiarized out of it.
Go fade away.
Let's see. I know you like the Tanya the Evil movie.
Yes, but that's not really like it didn't air in theaters, and it's not actually a movie in and of
No,
itself.
it did. It did air in theaters.
Did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it came out in theaters.
We missed it, didn't we?
Yes, we missed a lot of. I haven't seen the Konosuba movie yet. I'm
sure.
really sad about that.
I've actually watched both, so you need to get on that.
Where? Hold on. Where have you watched the Konosuba movie?
Pirate it.
Oh well, see, I don't do that.
Oh, too bad. Pirate it.
No.
If you want to watch it, just pirate it.
Let's see.
Now, for another one for me that is not on par with the studio these people came from, but almost as good, and it was their first entry, is Mary and the Witch's Flowers. It was from some people that used to be from Studio Ghibli. They made their own place called Studio Ponic, and they did a really good job for their very first one. If you haven't watched it, check it out. If you love Spirit Away, if you love Howl's Moving Castle, if you love Totoro, if you love all of those movies, go check it out.
To be the generic guy here, as we all know I am.
Fate Zero?
No, actually.
Movie?
No, there hasn't been a Fate movie yet.
Oh, okay. I'm surprised.
I was actually going to say the My Hero movie.
Yeah. First one went bad.
The first one was bad, and we're getting the second one here in, I think it's actually next year.
It'll be next year. It'll be the beginning of next year.
Beginning of next year for them. We'll probably get it summer.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I actually really like that one. I know some people had problems with it, but like the ending scene with Deku and All Might doing the double Detroit smash.
It just brought me back to the days.
It was hype. It was really
Yeah,
really
it was
hype.
hype.
It brought me back to the days when they used to make some really good Dragon Ball Z movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to see if you guys caught these because I have to go back and like remember if they actually count for this decade because I always forget when they come out. But did you guys catch the Lupin the Third movie?
I have actually not. No.
Okay.
Which one?
I was gonna say there are a lot of those. But
The one from 2014, Daisuke Jigen.
I never
Gravestone.
Did. I never
No,
did.
I never saw it. I should because I love Lupin.
Yeah, see, because like
I want to watch Lupin the first, which is the CGI animated movie.
There was.
I wanted to include Redline. Redline's 2009. I had to go look it up. Yeah. See, Redline's 2009.
Here's one. Gundam NT. Yeah, narrative is the came out. It's the follow up to Unicorn, and that one I actually
also
really liked.
like Gundam Origins.
I haven't watched that, but I know
it's really good, and it starts with Char's storyline when he was a kid.
Yeah,
it's really good. It really gives you a good background history on the Universal Century timeline.
I brought it up earlier. The No Game No Life
Does
Zero
Universal
movie,
Century timeline's best timeline?
No Game No Life Zero movie is on it. It's as much as it's a prequel and it like should have led into a season 2. God dang it, Madhouse. It's actually a really beautiful movie, and I highly recommend anybody to people to go watch it. You don't even.
So you're still looking through the movie list?
No, I'm just checking to make sure I have the dates right for these. So, the last Miyazaki, well, not the last I guess the last big Miyazaki movie.
Me and Stacey went to saw that. It was good. I mean, it wasn't as good as some of the other ones, and it was very underappreciated, but it was good.
Yeah, but I mean, like the last one that just went boom. The Wind Rises.
Yeah, that was his last one before when he retired.
Right,
even though he's unretired now.
It counts because it's 2011. So
yeah,
I've always.
Oh,
had
no,
to check
I'm
the
just
dates.
I know. I'm just saying that was his last one, and I remember because obviously I went and saw it in theaters. It didn't come out in 2011 in America. Yeah. But it came later here, and it was great. quite a few years later here.
So the creator of Wolf Children.
Yeah. Wolf Children.
So it's just 2012. That counts.
Yeah.
That was a really great movie. And then he made another movie in 2018 called Mirai.
What year was Summer Wars?
Summer Wars.
Oh, and the Beast and the Boy, or whatever it was
Beast
called.
and the Boy.
Beast and the Boy is 2015, I think.
Yeah,
that one's really good.
I think
really
Summer
good.
War though is before.
Yeah.
I think it's like 2000
Yes,
actually.
2009.
Yeah.
Barely.
Okay. So this is a
Silent Voice.
yes, everybody loves
Silent
that movie.
Voice is if you don't want to
It's-
cry,
granted,
don't watch
it's
it.
It's a Kyoto Annie movie, so of course it's good.
I'm telling you, do not watch it if you're not in the mood to cry
All right.
or want to kill yourself.
So-
I mean, it's
I do want to bring
a
up
pretty depressing but great movie.
I do want to bring up one thing. We've had a few duds as well.
Yeah.
There's the one that's everybody's mind, Berserk.
Yeah, but you already mentioned One Punch Man season 2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's the other
which-
dud.
Yeah.
Also, the Fist of the North Star prequel animated series. That one was.
Yeah, that one
Ooh.
wasn't well received either.
That was ugly. I'm telling you, whoever did the CGI animation of that should not be in the business anymore.
Kill yourself. I'm sorry, I can't say that. I'm sorry. Just commit seppuku.
They'll
wait,
understand their Japanese.
Was that the same thing? Oh, I'm so sorry.
But
It's a much more honorable way.
I think
Stop
that's about.
breathing.
I think that's a good coverage of basically everything that we've seen.
It's been an interesting decade.
Yeah, I mean we have definitely seen in terms of animation and everything, we've definitely seen an increase in quality over the year.
Yep.
In some ways we haven't seen an increase in quality. Like certain stories definitely are better than others. But I'm hopeful for next year. I think we're going to continue getting good stuff next year or the next decade.
We can hope, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think that's a good place to end it. And yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in, and we shall see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Adi.